Fans are going crazy over the enigma that has engulfed Ben Napier, the charming HGTV star and co-host of the hit show Hometown. His abrupt departure from the limelight has sparked suspicions. Those kids said some nasty things, and there's time for that. The friendly renovation expert's disappearance has many people scratching their heads. Does the popular TV personality have a personal dilemma? Is he just taking a vacation, or is something more sinister afoot? Help us find out what happened to Ben Napier by coming along for the ride. Known for his good attitude and dedication, Ben Napier is co-host of Hometown and has a hidden struggle that he is trying to overcome. His work ethic is unwavering. No matter if he's repairing old houses, moving huge wood beams, or creating furniture in his workshop. Despite his upbeat personality, Ben has been coping with the effects of a terrible injury. Ben hurt his ankle playing basketball a long time ago. At first, it could have appeared insignificant. Ignoring it and continuing with his day-to-day activities was likely his strategy. The injuries, however, became worse with the passage of time. The ache never subsided. In place of nocturnal movements, both his mobility and the difficulty of his work started to decline. As time passed, the agony intensified. At long last, the medical professionals identified the issue. Severe arthritis was determined to be the underlying cause, rather than a lingering effect of a previous basketball accident. It wasn't like those pesky little aches and pains. Not even a night's sleep could alleviate this kind of agony. Commonplace tasks like walking, stair climbing, and prolonged standing become challenging. It was a depressing and upsetting development for someone like Ben, who loved to be busy and creative. Inflammation and stiffness of the joints are symptoms of arthritis. That was hurting Ben's ankle. His ability to do routine chores diminished. Things he had enjoyed, like doing household chores or playing with his children, were now a source of excruciating agony for him. Ben maintained an optimistic outlook and kept busy in spite of this. Even though he tried to help others, he was in greater suffering than they were. After extensive testing and discussion, Ben's orthopedist determined that his ankle injury was too severe for a natural recovery. Ankle replacement surgery was the best course of action. Surgery, recuperation, and time away from the physically demanding work he loved were all necessary components of this operation. Although the news was hard to hear, it gave him hope. A future free of pain and restrictions so he could resume his treasured activities was something he eagerly anticipated. Is Ben's job in jeopardy because of the treatment he's receiving? A treatment that is both gentle and effective. Hometown viewers have always adored Ben Napier for his charisma and talent as a home renovator. But Ben has been coping with an unseen obstacle behind the scenes. An ankle issue he's been dealing with for a while has only become worse over time. His once ignored pain is now a crippling hindrance to his everyday life, preventing him from engaging in physically demanding activities or enjoying meaningful moments with his loved ones. Long ago, during a basketball game, Ben hurt himself. It didn't seem like a major issue at first, but as time went on, his joints began to weaken and degrade. As his condition deteriorated, the agony in his ankle became more intense. After some time, Ben's ankle arthritis was finally diagnosed by the doctors. Because of how bad it had gotten, they recommended that he had ankle replacement surgery, which would be a major operation with a long recovery time and could prevent him from leading the active life he loved. For Ben, it was a challenging circumstance. In his spare time, he enjoys building, lifting, producing, and lending a hand to those in need. That notwithstanding, he is a devoted husband and father who takes part in all of his family's routines. He and his family had a hard time wrapping their heads around the concept of having to put everything on hold for surgery. A shocking turn of events occurred in July 2025 when Hometown co-star Aaron Napier's husband uploaded an Instagram photo. It was discovered that Ben's ankle was being treated with a novel therapy called Stemwave by her brother, Clark Raspberry, a physical therapist from Mississippi. The Stemwave method employs electromagnetic fields to stimulate the body's natural healing processes without the use of drugs or invasive surgery. The soft tissue is targeted by these mild waves, such that it can alleviate pain, improve blood flow, and aid in the body's inherent healing mechanisms. There is zero recovery time, needles, medicine, or surgery required for this procedure. Just after Ben and Aaron returned from their trip to Scotland, they began this treatment. His ankle pain intensified due to the long distances walked and uneven terrain encountered on the journey. Upon returning home, it became clear that a modification was necessary. The Stemwave sessions were started by Clark at this point. Unexpectedly positive outcomes have persisted since the initial treatment. After only one session, Ben's pain level dropped from a very high 12 out of 10, according to Aaron. Ben was quite relieved because he had been in pain for a long time. He was able to move around more comfortably for the first time in a long time because of it. I had hope because of this. The dramatic change in his health caught Ben off guard. Even though he rarely discusses his condition, he felt compelled to express his awe. The changes were permanent and took place quickly. It was made very clear by Ben and Aaron that they were not being paid to promote or endorse any product. It had such a profound effect on them that they simply wanted to spread the word about their wonderful experience. It was not the end of the care. Twice weekly, Ben began to attend Stemwave sessions. With each session, he felt more at ease and had more energy than before. Thanks to these treatment sessions, he was able to keep moving, keep working on homeland, and provide for his family. Neither rest nor extensive recuperation were required of him. Instead, he might let himself recover naturally and gradually while continuing to partake in his favorite activities. Without a doubt, Ben must exercise caution. His ankle injury is still not completely cured, despite the fact that Stemwave has reduced the pain. The doctors have stressed that surgery could be required in the future, but for the time being, he doesn't need surgery to manage the discomfort. For someone who places a premium on involvement and active participation, this is a major win. Ben is still quite busy with carpentry and other everyday chores, though he has cut back on his intense activity. He helps out around the house and is more careful about spending time with his family, all while being mindful of his limitations. What matters most is that he can maintain his integrity and follow his heart. Look, we're going to peek at Ben's life away from the limelight now. Beyond Hometown, the actual lives of Aaron and Ben Napier. Hometown was not a success for Ben Napier on his own. A sense of love, partnership, and common purpose has always accompanied him on his path. Their story and their creative pursuits are greatly impacted by his wife, Erin Napier. Renovating houses is simply one part of their story. Resilience, unfaltering support, and the happiness of creating a life with another person are all brilliantly displayed. They were high school sweethearts and became more closer as they both attended Ole Miss, University of Mississippi. They laid the groundwork for a later popular cooperation by openly discussing their hopes, aspirations, and artistic interests from an early stage. Its genuineness has always been valued by its admirers, and it's little wonder that many people are still moved by their love story, which began with their 2008 wedding. Since being married, Ben and Aaron have stayed in Laurel, Mississippi, their hometown. They created the popular television series Hometown out of their strong ties to the neighborhood. A devoted fan base has formed around the show's central theme of house and neighborhood improvement. Every episode showcases the couple's sincere enthusiasm for renovating historic homes and highlighting the allure of small towns, which is why Hometown is beloved by fans. The show is moving from Laurel to Florida as viewership grows. The audience can't wait to find out what happens next. Many are curious about the couple's planned restoration projects for the next seasons. Ben and Aaron can feel proud of their progress, signifying that their aspirations extend beyond their own Mississippi. Aaron and she have been quite private despite their rising stardom. Their decision to ban Helen and May from using social media until they finish high school is a big one. Ben explained his deliberate decision-making process in an interview with Entertainment Tonight. Their extended family, who all have children of a similar age, helped them make the decision. All of them felt that social media should be kept out of their children's lives as much as possible. Helen and May's dedication to privacy is evident in the absence of any online images featuring the couple. What makes Ben and Aaron stand out from the crowd of public figures who flaunt their children's life on social media is their commitment to keeping it private. They have always been very protective of personal information. They waited to announce Aaron's pregnancy in 2018 and 2021 until she was near to giving delivery. Keeping her private and public lives distinct is something that many celebrities struggle with, and Aaron did an excellent job of hiding her pregnancy while filming Hometown. After having a difficult time giving birth, they decided to shield their daughters from the limelight. It was challenging for Aaron to conceive due to her health problems, and so it was with much greater significance that their children arrived. Helen, their first daughter, was born in 2018, and May, their second, in 2021, despite their long history of uncertainties. They may have felt compelled to shield their daughters from the limelight because of the difficulties they had when attempting to conceive. When people tune in to see the Napiers' exploits, many viewers wonder what happens to Helen and May next. Who knows where the girls' careers will take them or if they'll be back on the Hometown show. What happens next is anybody's guess. Despite their obvious skill in house improvement, Ben and Aaron Napier have always been notable for other things as well. The pair has kept their feet firmly planted on the ground and focused on what really matters, their family, even while their HGTV series Hometown is drawing viewers from all over the nation. They have recently made an attempt to bring up their girls in a simple, caring way. The Napiers will not let the limelight prevent them from giving their children a regular life. They let their daughters develop at their own speed, make their own choices, and have a carefree upbringing unencumbered by the pressures of stardom. Like he does for his job, Ben has been putting a premium on his own health and happiness. He had surgery not long ago and has begun the process of healing and bettering himself. As he has begun to share his health story with others, his fans have noticed and commended his strength. Ben altered his way of living substantially since he was worried about his hypertension and future health. He acted on behalf of his family as well as himself when he made these adjustments. In order to ensure his future availability to his children, he realized the importance of prioritizing his health. With Aaron's encouragement, Ben cut out a lot of junk food and began eating more healthfully and deliberately. He attributes a great deal of his improved quality of life to this dietary shift. Besides looking different, Ben has lost weight and is more energetic than before. Internal shifts, however, have been the most formative. Both in his personal and professional life, Ben is now more driven and motivated than ever before. His path to self-improvement has served as an inspiration to many of his supporters who regard it as proof that anything is possible. Growth is possible at any stage of life with sufficient resolve and persistence, as seen in Ben's story, which pertains to both home renovation and altering one's behaviors. As they expand their brand's reach outside their hometown of Laurel, Mississippi, Ben and Aaron have grown increasingly popular. Many viewers adore their HGTV show Hometown because of how honest and kind the hosts are. Everyone is wondering what they'll do next as their fan base grows. Are they going to continue restoring older homes? On the other hand, are they open to exploring other avenues, such as launching a line of designs, penning additional novels, or developing media projects? Ben and Aaron Napier have clearly created something more than just a successful TV show, regardless of the path they choose. Concealed plan underlying the fame of Ben and Aaron Napier. In January 2016, Aaron and Ben Napier's lives were abruptly turned upside down when HGTV offered them a chance to tell their tale to a larger audience. Their hit home improvement show, Hometown, was born out of their love for Laurel, Mississippi. Fixing houses is simply one part of the show. It's also about assisting families in finding their ideal houses and revitalizing a town. Hometown explores the inspiring journeys of individuals, couples, and families as they choose houses that reflect their dreams and goals in each episode. The residences undergo a total renovation, going from dilapidated structures to lovely, cozy dwellings, thanks to Aaron's impeccable style sense and Ben's woodworking abilities. One of HGTV's most popular series, viewers have been enthralled by the transformation of these rundown properties into breathtaking masterpieces. The lovely hosts, Ben and Aaron Napier, are a big reason why Hometown is so popular. These two are beloved members of the Laurel community and television stars in their own right. Because of their strong roots in Mississippi, where they were born and raised, it shows in everything that they do. Even before filming started, Ben and Aaron's combined talents in woodworking and construction and design set the stage for their successful TV show. The Napiers bought a rundown house in Laurel and refurbished it, which gave birth to the idea for Hometown. Sharing updates on social media really brought their enthusiasm for renovating historic houses to light. A group of HGTV execs noticed the Napiers' commitment and closeness and thought their show had great potential. The result was the 2016 television debut of Hometown, which became an instant smash with audiences nationwide. It will feel both familiar and thrilling to many viewers of the show. In the pilot episode, Ben and Aaron meet a bidder who is interested in purchasing a rundown house with the intention of doing some renovations. The purchasers make their budget and ideas public. The Napiers then get to work, taking care that the finished product is a perfect reflection of the homeowner's taste. Addresses the essential structural and woodworking components, frequently preserving historical elements to maintain the house's authenticity. Simultaneously, she adds her one-of-a-kind style to the table, fusing timeless elegance with contemporary functionality to provide a welcoming space. Both Ben and Aaron were honest about how little reality TV they had watched before to Hometown. After HGTV approached them to find out more about the inner workings of a house remodeling show, they began watching Fixer Upper. It didn't stop them from being successful in the industry, though. They mastered the art of captivating an audience without compromising their integrity as artists over time. After all their hard work, Hometown was named Agent Wealth Hustle's top real estate show in 2023, solidifying their position as prominent personalities in the field. Episode 1, Major Remodel in a Tiny Village, established the format for subsequent episodes. Ben and Aaron collaborated to assist a young couple named Ross and Laura in making a chic first home out of a small row house. Their brilliance and charisma shined through despite their relative inexperience in television. While Ben made excellent use of the limited space through ingenious construction, Aaron warmed the room up with pastel colors and vintage pieces. The pair gradually took on increasingly challenging projects, demonstrating their growing skill in fusing modern and traditional elements. But this wasn't an uncommon occurrence for Ben. Episode 8 of Hometown's third season, The Quiet Magic of Ben and Aaron Napier, featured a spectacular renovation, one of the most memorable in the show's history. In order to help a young family find a house with history, Ben and Aaron Napier renovated a craftsman cottage. The makeover stood out due to its unique blend of classic design elements with the owner's personal style. Carefully attentive to the woodwork, Ben focused on restoring the original handmade touches, remove excess, and architecture that made the home stand out. The bedrooms of the children, meantime, were adorned with a touch of whimsical warmth by Aaron, who added charming touches that created an inviting and magical atmosphere. The result was a beautiful fusion of old and new, reflecting the homeowner's taste and the home's history. Episode 12 of Season 5 featured the Napiers taking on a major project, turning an abandoned bank into a home. The structure was initially intended for business, not residential. Therefore, this work required renovations as well as fresh concepts. Ben devised a plan to preserve the building's historic style by incorporating the original vault door into the inside design. In selecting colors, furnishings, and arrangement, Aaron painstakingly struck a balance between the modern and the traditional, while yet creating an inviting and comfortable space that paid homage to the building's past. Modifications made to the structure demonstrated the group's resourcefulness and courage in taking on challenging tasks. Hometown may be a home improvement show, but it has its own distinct style. The profound significance as well as the breathtaking metamorphoses are what set it apart. A feeling of belonging is important to the program. Plus, Ben and Aaron have shown that they have bigger plans than simply fixing up houses. Laurel, the town where they reside, is celebrated in each episode. They highlight the town's historical landmarks, local shops and artists, and its endearing atmosphere. Their commitment to reviving the neighborhood is as significant as their home renovations. The unique selling point of Hometown is its emphasis on the homeowner's narratives, which turn the projects into deeply personal adventures. As the show transforms the homeowner's aspirations into tangible houses that mirror their beliefs and character traits, each episode is heartbreaking and records moments of exposure and anticipation. When homeowners see their completed houses for the first time, it is heartwarming to witness their reactions, which can range from joyous to sorrowful. The emotional impact of a thoughtfully planned room is brought to light by watching this. Hometown has grown from a local home improvement program to a network phenomenon. A larger vision has developed out of the initial enthusiasm for renovating rundown homes. This vision now emphasizes the value of small-town life, expert craftsmanship, and well-considered architecture. With the show's 100th episode on the horizon, hosts Ben and Aaron are almost there, which is a huge accomplishment that speaks volumes about their commitment, imagination, and hard work. It hasn't been easy for the show, even though it has been consistently successful. Their resolve has been put to the test as they have navigated obstacles and difficulties. Nevertheless, they remain dedicated to their objective of producing more than simply beautiful homes. They are making an impression that will remain. In addition to making people's houses more livable, their effort teaches them the value of family, heritage, and kindness. When it comes to getting things done, Ben Napier has always been dependable. This season has been no exception. The show Hometown showcases his dedication and hard work as he lifts heavy wood, builds gorgeous items, and gets involved in every project. His admirers praise his tenacity, generosity, and physical prowess. A one-of-a-kind personal obstacle, however, was the rotator cuff surgery that Ben had to endure in March 2023. A painful bone spur and damaged cartilage were removed during the operation that was necessary to repair Ben's torn rotator cuff. Although it was a tough call, it was ultimately essential for Ben's well-being. Even though the operation was successful, getting back to normal was a bigger challenge than expected. The lengthy months of recovery were emotionally taxing for Ben, who is accustomed to a high level of physical activity. Being active is fundamental to Ben's existence. He is in a perpetual state of motion, whether he is helping Aaron build his dream house, chopping wood, or using a hammer. But following his operation, things took a turn for the worst. The doctor told Ben not to put any pressure on his left arm, including lifting or reaching. The mental and emotional toll of this limitation was just as great as the physical. He felt like he was losing a part of himself when he had to sit on the sidelines and watch other people accomplish the work he loved. Fans of Hometown observed that Ben was missing from a few episodes of Season 7. Why Ben wasn't as involved became a topic of discussion. Everything clicked into place after it was revealed that he had undergone surgery. Now everyone understood that he wasn't uninterested. Rather, his absence was symbolic of a larger narrative about overcoming adversity and coming back stronger. Aaron Napier was Ben's rock through thick and thin, posting touching family photos to social media to keep everyone updated on their progress. Notable photos include Ben cuddled up with plush animals and a touching note from Helen, their daughter. Rest is essential for everyone, even physically powerful people like builders, and often the smallest things can have the biggest impact. Even in the midst of excruciating suffering, Ben, a man of lightning speed, could find comedy. Despite making a lighthearted reference, he admitted that the pain medicine had made it such that he hardly recalled a FaceTime appearance on the show. He remained positive because of his humor. His grins belied the fact that his recuperation was difficult and laborious. Going back to the set, using his tools, and being in his environment was something he was very much looking forward to. But I had to gently remind him to ease up every time he overdid it. As she observed Ben's efforts to surpass his talents, Erin expressed her unease. She sympathized with his need to be productive and active, but she also knew that getting well took time. Though it was difficult to see, she remained there for him as he battled the disappointment of being unable to take part. Balance, respect, and love defined their on-screen cooperation, and it carried over into their domestic collaboration. Many admirers connected with the couple's honesty about what happened. It gave the impression that they were more approachable and commonplace. It is easy to assume that TV hosts are flawless and boundless energy, but Ben's accident proved that nobody is immune to weakness. What matters is how they face and conquer these obstacles with grace, empathy, and the love and support of those closest to them. Despite his inability to undertake heavy lifting just yet, Ben is still improving daily. Lessons in slowing down, listening to his body, and savoring the downtime between activities have been invaluable to him. Resting one's muscles can also strengthen one, as this procedure has demonstrated to audiences. Ben will return to action with more wisdom, health, and gratitude than before, as fans can expect. Love, family, and a supportive community helped him along his long road to recovery. Healing, as Ben Napier showed, entails more than just making physical fixes. The key is to keep going no matter what, when a vacation is absolutely necessary. Given the news, how did the fans respond? Furthermore, how do you believe they will maintain their support for him? The post that shocked local supporters. Concern and attention are garnered whenever a likable and prominent figure, such as Ben Napier, encounters difficulties. In addition to being a builder on a hit TV show, Ben has won the hearts of many viewers through his role in Hometown. His admirers trust and admire him because of his gentle attitude, strong work ethic, and commitment to his wife Erin. It was anticipated that he would receive an overwhelming amount of support from all quarters upon learning that he had hurt his ankle and would need medical attention. Before anything else, Erin Napier updated her Instagram followers on her husband Ben's ankle therapy. Neither did she post in an effort to garner publicity or sell anything. The efficacy of Ben's Stemwave therapy, which employs the utilization of sound waves to reduce pain, impressed her. Erin brought up the fact that Ben had been in agony for some time, but that things started to look up after just one therapy session. Many individuals were captivated by this authentic moment. Supporters of Erin and Ben began to pour in from all around the world, leaving comments and likes. Someone who took note of the issue was Drew Scott, one of the Property brothers. By demonstrating empathy and solidarity, he brought attention to the tight-knit HGTV family. His remarks acted as a sobering reminder that famous people, like the rest of us, have struggles and triumphs. In response to the news, the supporters went ballistic. They expressed their well wishes, prayers, and kindness in thousands of remarks. A lot of people offered encouragement and hope by sharing their experiences of recovering from injuries. As a means of offering assistance, some spoke about their prior use of Stemwave or comparable treatments. Many people appreciated Ben and Erin's candor regarding their difficulties. The depth and authenticity of Erin's message shone through. The woman emphasized that she was not receiving any compensation for endorsing the treatment that benefited her spouse. Fans connected with her sincere post and began to view the Napiers as more than just famous faces. It brought them closer to the family. Fans did more than merely leave positive remarks. Additionally, a few of them suggested other treatment alternatives at nearby clinics, sent care packages and letters, or both. While some PTs offered words of wisdom, others simply expressed their hope for a speedy recovery. The closeness of the Hometown community was on full display throughout this occurrence. The show's improvements and the tales told about them, but also the people involved, truly touch people's hearts. The recovery process for Ben's ankle injury is far from over. Eventually, he could have to have surgery. Nevertheless, he and Aaron are well supported by their neighborhood, fans, and HGTV stars. With this assistance, they can travel more easily. It demonstrates that social support, in addition to medical care, can hasten the recovery process. Is Ben Napier's injury something you can talk about? Is a full recovery imminent for him, in your opinion? Leave a comment with your ideas. More thrilling stories about your favorite stars will be added soon, so be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.